There was a time when men stood tall, not just in body, but in spirit. When their presence carried weight, when their silence spoke louder than noise. But something happened. The world began to fear men who could think, lead, and move with inner fire. The system you live in today wasn't built to empower your masculinity. It was built to suppress it, to tame it. Because true masculine energy is dangerous. Not violent, not destructive, but dangerous in the way truth is dangerous to a lie. 1. The engineered weakness. Every empire that seeks control must first weaken the men. Because when a man is strong, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, he cannot be ruled. The modern system doesn't want kings. It wants consumers. It wants obedient workers, not warriors of purpose. So it engineered a culture that numbs your instincts. You're told to chase comfort. You're told that pleasure is happiness. You're told that strength is toxic, that aggression is wrong, that your natural drive must be controlled. But what they really mean is contained. They want your fire without the flame, your power without direction, your masculinity without its edge. 2. The masculine spirit is order itself. Carl Jung once said that the masculine is order and the feminine is chaos. But the modern world has reversed this balance. It glorifies disorder, emotionalism, impulsivity, distraction, and mocks structure, discipline, and reason. It celebrates weakness disguised as kindness. It rewards mediocrity and shames ambition. Because an ordered man is dangerous to a system built on confusion. A man who knows who he is, who has tamed his chaos, becomes unshakable. He doesn't need validation. He doesn't seek approval. He simply is. And that's the most terrifying thing to a society built on control. 3. The psychological warfare. Understand this. The war against masculinity is psychological. They don't need chains when your mind is the prison. Look around. The media floods you with pleasure traps. Porn to drain your life force. Entertainment to dull your drive. Social validation to hijack your ego. Each distraction carefully designed to weaken your focus, fragment your attention, and make you forget your purpose. The system knows. If you're lost in dopamine, you'll never awaken to your power. If you're busy seeking approval, you'll never lead. If you're sedated by comfort, you'll never rebel. This is not conspiracy, it's conditioning. It begins early. Boys are told to sit still when their nature wants to explore. Medicated for energy, scolded for strength, and praised for compliance. By the time they become men, they've already been tamed. 4. The feminization of the modern world. Notice how the modern system pushes men to reject masculine polarity. Everything is about emotional sensitivity, passivity, and dependence. While empathy is good, passivity is death to the masculine spirit. Blurred the lines between masculine and feminine energy, leaving men confused and hollow. A man disconnected from his masculine nature is like a sword without a blade, blunt, harmless, useless. But the truth is, your masculine edge is divine. It's the force that builds empires, protects families, invents, conquers, and leads. Without it, civilization collapses into chaos. Without it, the world loses direction. That's why the system must keep you distracted. Because if you woke up and reclaimed your full masculine energy, you'd stop obeying. You'd stop consuming. You'd start building. 5. The true nature of masculine energy. Masculine energy is not about domination, it's about direction. It's not about control, it's about creation. It's the energy that brings structure to chaos, discipline to desire, and purpose to pain. When a man learns to channel his masculine energy, he becomes magnetic. He becomes calm in chaos, decisive in uncertainty, and powerful without needing validation. True masculinity is not loud. It's silent power. It's the presence that commands a room without words. It's the man who doesn't need to prove himself because he knows himself. That's why the system fears him. Because he's free. You cannot control a free man. 6. The rebirth of the warrior. Every man must go through a death before he's truly alive. The death of the weak self. The death of comfort. The death of illusion. This death is painful because it forces you to face your shadow. Your insecurities, your wounds, your unhealed chaos. But once you conquer that darkness, no external system can ever enslave you again. That's what the ancients knew. The warrior doesn't fight because he hates what's in front of him. He fights because he loves what's behind him. He stands for something higher than himself. In this modern age, that battlefield is within. It not with swords or guns, it's with your mind, your habits, and your focus. The man who masters these becomes unstoppable. 7. The system's greatest fear. The system doesn't fear men with muscles. It fears men with minds. It fears men who meditate, who practice self-control, who build discipline like armor. It fears men who are financially independent, emotionally grounded, spiritually awakened. Because such men cannot be manipulated. You can't bribe them with pleasure or scare them with loss. Transcended both. They walk with calm confidence and the world bends around them. That's king energy. That's what they fear. 8. The path of power. If you want to reclaim your power, start small, but start now. Detach from the noise. Discipline your mind. Guard your attention like gold. Master your sexual energy. Train your body not for vanity, but for vitality. Feed your mind with philosophy, not propaganda. Build your finances like a fortress, not a cage. Every day you choose discomfort over pleasure, discipline over chaos, truth over illusion, you rise. Become one less pawn and one more king. 9. The return of the kings. Something is happening. Across the world are waking up. Tired of being told to shrink, to hide, to apologize for their strength. Remembering who they are. When enough men awaken to their power, society will shift. Because masculine energy is the backbone of creation. It's what drives progress, order, and truth. You are not meant to be a slave of comfort. You are meant to be a builder of worlds. This is your calling, not to dominate others, but to dominate yourself. To master the chaos within so that you can bring order to the world around you. The world doesn't need more nice guys. It needs men of presence, who can walk into the storm and remain still. Men who build silently, love deeply, and protect fiercely. Men who embody king energy. Remember, the system only fears what it cannot control. So become that. Become the man they cannot control. Because when you rise in truth, the illusion crumbles. When you embody real masculine energy, you don't follow trends. Create destiny.